Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dear Abby Dolliver Show. I'm Abby Dolliver, Superintendent of Norwich Public Schools. And today I'm thrilled to have two guests with me who will talk about our summer learning opportunities for our students and our various programs that we will have this summer. So it seems early, but not really. It's already April, mid-April, and before we know it, the year's over. So we'll start by having you introduce yourself, tell us your role generally, and then your role as far as it goes with the summer learning programs.
I'm Ashley Favello, and during the school year, I'm the instructional specialist at Waquanic Magnet Elementary School.
Okay.
And I'm with Jackie Spring. We are both the summer school coordinators.
That's great. So you have a year-long opportunity to work with us.
Yes.
That's good.
And I'm Kaitlyn O'Leary. I'm the Director of Strategic Initiatives. So during the year, I work with our Extended Learning Department, and during the summer, I coordinate with Ashley and Jackie to bring the enrichment component to the summer program. So we're working together on the budget piece and getting all of the pieces in line so that kids can have a really smooth program during the summer.
That's great. So Kaitlyn, since you're just talking now, why don't you tell us a little bit about the summer learning opportunity that we'll have for our students, and then we'll look for more details from Ashley as we go forward.
Sure. So this year we have a unique opportunity because what we're doing is taking our traditional extended learning summer program and our summer school, and we're marrying the two together. So we'll have 7 weeks of programming available, full day, full week programs, all operating out of Kelly Middle School for students entering kindergarten through entering 8th grade that attend Norwich Public Schools.
That is a great opportunity for every grade level that we have. Talk about a little bit more detail about the summer school part, and then we'll talk more about maybe the link to the enriching part.
Sure. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure. That's
so
great.
The summer school program, we have selected a certain number of students to participate, and they will be able to participate for 5 weeks. We have a certain amount of dates for the summer school that's going to be in session. It overlaps with the extended learning program, and they will be able to attend based off a scholarship and their needs in reading and math.
So how will you select who goes to our program?
So we have compiled a list of students who are performing below grade level, and those students are the first eligible that we've invited. Due to budget reasons, we only have 120 spots.
For the total program, 120 spots.
For the summer, for our summer school, and we are inviting kindergarten to second graders.
Oh, so the summer school part is K2, and the enriching part is?
That's kindergarten through 8th grade.
8th grade. So, so talk to me. So if I were to have my child come to both, how would that work?
So all of the students are registering through our central registration office based out of Teachers Memorial Middle School. When we get our registrations, we're able to identify students if they're enrolled in the summer school component or just the general summer, we call it kind of a summer camp experience. And we'll communicate with families from there about which program they're enrolled in, which dates they're attending, if there are scholarships available based on financial need or based on academic need. And then we want the program to look like it's one cohesive program for every student involved. So everybody is eligible to come from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. We do have early morning hours and evening hours available too, but the robust program is 8:30 to 3:30. And everybody arrives and checks in. There's a free breakfast for every student that participates. And then all the students go into their classes for the day, and they have a morning meeting. So they go over their schedule for the day, what activities they'll be doing, and do a couple of whole group activities. And then from there, they'll move into something we call academic adventures. Any of the students that participate in our after-school programs are pretty familiar with these.
Like the students we have here today from our Aspire program?
That's right.
So they have those opportunities. So our 6th grade academy students that always come and help us in our program that are here today have that similar opportunity after school.
Yep.
Great.
So they're familiar with that term, academic adventures, and that really focuses on. It's usually pretty heavily based in the sciences and social studies, and we call them hands-on experiential learning activities. So after they do that, they go off to recess and lunch. But while the academic adventures are happening with all of the students, that's when our pullouts are happening. So for those students that are that Ashley is targeting for summer school, they'll get pulled out into small groups of up to 5 students working with a certified teacher from Norwich Public Schools who's going to provide some intensive reading and math supports to them.
So that's why the grade level is so limited and the number for that part of the program, but everybody really benefits from the larger program. And then the students that are not in the targeted reading enrichment, I'll call it, or our academic enrichment program would still be doing other things during that time. How many hours is the academic kind of K2 second grade program?
So the students will be pulled for both a reading and a math intervention.
Oh, both, okay.
So
literacy, I should say, math and, yeah.
So they will be pulled for 45 minutes for each in those small groups. So they'll have a total of 90 minutes of intervention where they'll be working on literacy and math. And our intervention programs are ones that we utilize in the district now, and the teachers will be trained in those as well.
And I know that we've seen a lot of success by using some of our intervention programs. Some of our scores and the students' progress have really improved using interventionists in our day-to-day program during the school year. So that same model, using certified teachers, will be used in the summer program. So the letters have gone out to?
Yes, the letters have been sent out to students, and teachers have been in contact with those students.
Through all of our 7 elementary schools?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, Veterans is also a different summer school program.
Okay.
Their students are invited through, I don't know if you want to talk about their program, because they're invited differently than through our summer school program.
Okay.
Yeah, so the students, Veterans School is a recipient of a school improvement grant. We're in the middle of a 3-year cycle of that funding, and through that grant, we're able to offer additional school hours to students. So we're able to offer up to 5 weeks of programming free to any student
From
at
that
Veterans through kindergarten through 5th grade.
So that's a lot of bookkeeping in terms of who can go to what portion of the program, how you divide it up. Now, what about, this is an aside, probably not a question that I thought about asking, but when you decide about who to hire, I see all the postings, because there could be people out there watching that are saying, oh, I could do some small group instruction, or I would be great to do an enrichment program, or whatever that might be. So you need certified teachers for the math and literacy portion, for the 90-minute pullout, and then for the veterans program, which is 5 hours. Is that, so those students are not in a pullout? I want to just understand the difference so people can understand the difference.
Sure. The student, oh, is that all right? The students at Veterans they're participating in a full day program too.
Okay.
It's 5 weeks, which mirrors the summer school program, and those are the weeks that we can provide the program at no cost to a veterans family. There's 2 additional weeks throughout the summer where we offer programming, and they can elect to enroll in that program for the cost of the program. It's a fee-based program outside of any of our grant funding. But veteran students will have the benefit of working one-on-one with a certified teacher. For those students that don't need an academic enrichment, they can participate in sort of extended activities that are linked back to literacy and linked to math. And Ashley is working on coordinating those opportunities for students
That
too.
is quite a coordination. How many total students can we service? I know you said something about 120, but when you look at the enriching part, full day, the veterans part, and then the academic math and literacy, how many total students might we have?
You want to say what you
Sure.
printed it out for?
So we have a capacity of 360 students this summer.
Yeah. That's great.
And we're able to provide, with the right mix of students that are identified, we could provide full scholarships for up to 250 students to participate this summer.
So that was my next question really was, what is the cost for families if they're thinking, wow, students could have this really fun, engaging, active summer, plus learn at the same time? Isn't that the best? So what would be a cost if parents had to pay?
So for the parents that have to pay full cost, it's $125 per week. That's for the program that runs from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. If they're in need of a morning care or a later in the evening program, the cost is an additional $20 per week for either one of those programs.
So that's $20 a week for every day, and it's 5 days or 4? 5 days?
5 days a week.
That's pretty good.
So in theory, somebody could attend the program from 6:30 in the morning to 5:30 at night for $190 a week.
And then if they get that's really a great deal. And then,
And it includes breakfast and lunch.
well, there you go. And if they received a scholarship, then they could really come for $20 a week.
Right.
For the before and after, because there are no scholarships for that, right? Okay. So we have that capacity. We've sent letters out. So, like, where are we at now? Ashley, do you know about in numbers where we're at?
Well, we had just before break, we had asked teachers to start making more phone calls home to see if those students that had been picked by the teachers are going to attend or not. So right now we're about 60, 65. So what Jackie and I are going to do this week is, since we put a deadline on those scholarship students, we're now going to go down the list of who the teachers would have went to next for the students who are in the most need and send out invitations to them. So we're trying to fill the 120 spots that we can.
Yes, that would be critical. And I don't know why people would pass that opportunity up. What about transportation? That just came into my mind too.
So for the 5 weeks of the summer school program, we're offering transportation. So that's the final 2 weeks in June and then the final 3 weeks in July. There's 2 weeks of the program where summer school is not happening, and during those 2 weeks it is only parent pickup.
So you really parents will really need a schedule to know what's what and when.
Yep. There's a lot of moving pieces, but we have a really good staff that's working, connecting with
know
parents, calling them up. So we're all on the same page, and
That's
we're going to make
perfect.
it for a smooth summer program.
I know we will. We always do. So tell me a minute, if you can, based on each of your pieces. If I came in at 6:30, what would my day look like? So you can each.
Right.
If you want to talk about before.
Sure. The Before Care program looks very similar to our morning care programs that we have offered across the district during the school year. They're center-based activities where students, because they're coming in on a rolling basis, there's not a defined start time from 6:30 to 8:30.
So if parents are going to work, they could drop off.
Right.
Yep. Okay.
So they can sort of self-select activities and they can work on them independently and move in and out of different activities. So some are math and logic based. We'll have access to sports equipment so students can be physically active in the morning. We have a reading center. So there's a variety of offerings for kids in that morning time. It's a little less formally structured than the school day activities, just to accommodate for students coming in on that rolling basis.
And then 8:30, it really starts. So what happens at that point?
Well, that's when the arrival of all the students come, if they were not at the Before Care. And then they'll eat breakfast, and then they'll join their academic adventure group in their classroom with that instructor, and they'll have their morning meeting and start their academic adventure group. And this summer, they're focusing on biomes as their project.
So talk more about what is that?
So,
And what is an academic adventure, and then what is that?
did you want to talk a little bit about the academic adventure, the structure of it?
Sure. Yep. So an academic adventure is a 60-minute block of time, and the students are in groups that are identified by grade level. So it might be a kindergarten and first grade or a second and third grade. It's not just one grade level, but we want to make sure activities are grade appropriate. So students will be learning about the rainforest and the desert and marine life, and it's really interesting the way that we typically put the program together. Each group sort of gets an identity. They get a team name. So those will all be themed with our biome theme for the year, and it really helps to sort of bring like team spirit and a sense of belonging to the program.
So talk about a biome. Talk about what that is for people who wouldn't know.
So like Kaitlyn was saying, they'll be learning about the rainforest, the desert, the tundra, all those different components, and they'll be learning about the habitat, the animals in those, and they'll be working on different projects related to those.
Not just the geography of in terms of location, much deeper than that.
As far as dependent on the grade level.
Correct, right. So is it, when you were talking about team building, because I know how important that is in the group, in the classroom, and I've seen it happen with groups, even like the students that come here, wanting to be part of the action. Is there a time when they share their work with each other? I call it a recital, that's being a little funny, but at an end of the summer kind of thing, or every week kind of thing, where 8th graders may see what 4th graders are doing, kindergartners may see what 3rd graders are doing, just because it's such a good learning opportunity to share grade level experiences in that way. So is there opportunity for that?
Yeah, every year at the end of the summer, we put on a showcase of all of the student work. So over the course of the summer, students know that they're building up to be able to present their learning to their family and other community members. And through the course of the weeks, there are opportunities for students to practice and share in front of other student groups in preparation for this larger performance.
That's great. What about trips outside of the being at Kelly or in the play area? We don't have big playgrounds there. We have a lot of fields, that's for sure. A lot of places to run and be outside, but are there any trips, not to the tundra maybe, but
We were in the process, before break, we were brainstorming. We were thinking of the last session of summer school. Once a week, we were going to plan a field trip for the students to participate in. If we weren't able to do the field trips, we were thinking of having programs come in,
right.
like the Mystic Aquarium or different things like that, to come in and work with the students.
So you're working on building those partnerships, like some of the ones that we have now. Like, give some examples of what we have now. Not that they're locked in for the summer, but they could be ideas that we would have.
We have a really strong partnership with Meeklum Kilnworks, who does an African drumming program, and we do have them scheduled to come and work with the students this summer.
That's good. And remember, our board chair, Mr. Daniels, is also a drummer.
That's right.
So don't forget to
Invite him.
call him.
That's
but
right.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So that's one, and like Ashley was saying, the Mystic Aquarium has been a really great partner over the years. They bring in a lot of interactive, hands-on activities for students. So we unfortunately won't be able to bring the students to them, but we're going to bring them into our program to be able to give as many students exposure to these activities as possible. Right. Sometimes sort of, we call them site-based field trips, right? So
That's
we're not
right,
leaving,
yes.
but we're bringing the fun to us.
That's okay, as long as people have exposure, because it's hard for some of our families to get to Mystic or to get to the ocean or to get to places without a lot of transportation. So to bring them in is a great thing. It is a great thing.
We're hoping with all these different enrichment activities, even the clubs in the afternoons will entice families to really send their students to summer school and support their academics.
So they don't have to just think, oh, I'm going to be reading and doing math problems, all summer. I don't want to do that. Students out here in our audience, it's a lot of fun activities too. So do you use any of the older students as mentors for the younger students during the programs?
Yeah, we do. Our 8th grade students have been really helpful over the past several years. We have a teen outreach program too at Kelly Middle School, and a lot of those students tend to sign up to participate in the summer. And the teen outreach program, the whole focus around that is to do community service learning. So kids are identifying needs within their community, learning about the population that they want to serve, and then putting their learning into action to do something positive for the community. And oftentimes it's their own school community. So they'll see that, you know, the younger students are working on an art project, a dance routine, learning a new sport, and they know that they have a skill that can help those students, and they self-identify to volunteer with the younger students in the program many times.
That's really great. So those students, do they have to sign up for the program, or are they coming as part of the TOPS program?
They sign up for the summer learning program just like anybody else would.
Right.
So we filter all of the sort of applications for the program through there.
That way.
And we also have, in the past, been able to welcome summer youth employment and learning program employees. So that's through, it's a lot of students that are high school aged that are doing sort of a simulated work experience, and our school is their site. So we've had some really nice partnerships through that program too.
I think that's so helpful because it's a win-win. You have older students working with younger students, and then role models and all that that we try to really foster.
Yeah, and it's often students who have participated, they've been attendees of the camp, and then they go through the summer youth employment and learning program, and they sort of work and volunteer in that capacity. And then we've had some of those students come and apply to work with us in the future. So some of our current employees that work in the summer or during the after-school program grew up with us.
Yeah, that's great. And I can really say that because I've been around for a long time. So one of the questions I get even during the year is about school uniforms. So it's a kind of a mixed review, I would say. A lot of the older students are always trying to jockey for me to talk to the Board of Ed about not having uniforms, which won't happen, but I don't think. It's not really my decision. I have to just kind of enforce it. So we're talking about our extended learning program in the summer when it's hot and it's this and it's not really school, even though it's at Kelly. So what do students have to wear? Do they have to wear, khakis and a blue shirt, or?
Well, we had talked about if we had it in the budget, getting T-shirts for the students to wear, but we haven't really gone too far into depth into that.
Okay, but it's not a uniform. Pretty much they can wear their summer, whatever they wear in the summer.
Well, especially with the clubs and the outdoor activities that they'll be participating in. We want them to be able to, have, if they have athletic shorts or sneakers on as well, to be comfortable.
So safe and comfortable for whatever running around or action they're going to do.
That's right. And usually every Friday we sort of have a theme-based day. So that goes home in an announcement at the beginning of the week, and everybody will sort of dress the part on a Friday. So for example, last year I remember there was a safari day, so people came in their safari clothes once, and there was a red, white, and blue day to celebrate the 4th of July holiday. So we try to keep it fun, but keep them comfortable and keep them safe.
Right. So remind me again of the dates. And then if I were a parent, what would I do next? Having watched this on TV and saying, oh yeah, I think this is perfect.
So our program is open from June 19th to August 11th. The 4th of July holiday, there will be a break, so we're not open for 1 week during that time, but in total it's 7 weeks of programming. If you're a parent and you're interested in signing your child up for the program, you can give our Extended Learning Central Office a call, and that phone number is 860-934-1111.
Oh, that's easy.
Yep. So you call there and we can make sure that we get any information that we need. Also, at any of the schools, our elementary schools and our middle schools, the front office would have a registration form and a flyer. So that's a second way to get it. And the third way is if you want to go on our website, norwichpublicschools.org/extended learning. You can find all of the information there.
That's great.
And then for the summer school program, we will be running from June 19th to June 30th. And then there'll be a 2-week break. And then we'll be running from July 17th to August 4th. So it's a total of 5 weeks. And those students were specifically invited. They were sent home with their names on the registration form, and it was actually a different color than the forms that for the extended learning program, just so that we know these students will receive a scholarship because they're being invited for the academic support.
So that's an automatic. For the academic support is an automatic scholarship. That's good to know also.
Ooh, one more thing
Sure.
that I could talk about related to the fees. If a family is not qualifying for one of our scholarship program, which is the summer school academic scholarship, or the program, the funding through Veteran School Improvement Grant, we also accept Care for Kids. So any family.
That's good to know.
Yep. So I know there's been a lot of talk out there about Care for Kids and the funding, but families who are already identified as being eligible to receive Care for Kids funding should be fine. So just pick up the phone and contact us, and we can make sure that we're set up and we're linked with the parent-provider forms.
So if people don't know if they qualify, then a call can do the same thing. Our staff can walk them through the process.
That's right.
So if you could say one thing in wrapping up, we have a couple more minutes, about to kind of get people excited and encouraged to sign up, what would you each say? Ashley?
Jackie and I and Kaitlyn and all of everybody that's been helping, this is a great opportunity for students to get the academic support, especially over the summer, so that it prepares them for the upcoming school year. And it provides small group, which these students are very successful with, show success with our interventions, and yet they get to participate in enrichment activities in the afternoon. They get to participate in their team building, in the academic adventures, and we'll have field trips and different opportunities that will be great for our
Just
students.
a lot of fun.
Yes.
And learning at the same time. Kaitlyn?
I'm feeling the same way. I'm really excited about it. The summer is my favorite time to go out and visit our programs. We have a really strong interest in staff coming back year after year, so I think that says something
Yes.
about the quality of the program, and a really strong interest in students coming back year after year. So
Pretty much that's the case, right?
Yep. So we like to go and visit and see what they're doing, and it's just a really great opportunity for kids to sort of meet others across the district that might not be from the same school. So it's a nice opportunity.
I was
for everybody.
thinking that myself, by the time we get to 6th grade academy, like our students that are with us today, then you're all mixed together, but this along the way gives everybody opportunities to meet students throughout our district, which is really enriching in itself. So I love teamwork. That's one of our goals, is for everybody to work together, what we call a unified mindset. And so it's so thrilling to have you all working together. The idea to have both programs kind of show the strength of each one, I think, and offer our students these opportunities is second to none. And I know that they will benefit from it. And I can't thank you enough for all the work and that you've done, and Jackie too, and everybody else. I know it is a whole team. So any other comments? We're wrapping up, but thank you for your work, and I look forward to visiting the programs too.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. We're very excited.
Yeah, it's good.